right, we will begin. So, welcome to Thursday evening spiritual practices, whether you're here in the sanctuary or whether you're on Zoom. This is a spiritual practice of the Olympia Unitarian Universalist Congregation, and I am Reverend Sara Lewis. I use she, her pronouns, and I serve as OUC's Director of Community and Faith Development. Happy spring. Happy spring. Tonight's practice is a ritual for the pagan Sabbath of Ostara, also known as the spring or vernal equinox, which was Monday this year, March 20th. So first, just a short explanation of Ostara. Ostara is celebrated now as the spring equinox, the day when night and day are equal, marks the astronomical first day of spring. Whatever the weather, it may or may not feel spring-like where you are. This holiday is said to be the holy day of the goddess Eostar, although historical evidence of pre-Christian observance is sketchy. Whether she existed before or whether she was a creation of more recent mythologists, she is a goddess of spring who rescued a bird in danger by turning it into a rabbit. But it didn't quite take, and so the rabbit continues to lay eggs. This is a holiday of fertility, of new beginnings, and of seeking balance. So we will begin, as we do with the pagan tradition, by calling the four directions. In the pagan tradition, which is grounded in a respect and reverence for the natural world, calling upon the four directions is the usual way to begin any ceremony. Each direction is associated with an element of the natural world and represents some part of our human nature as well. The directions are not seen as separate and isolated, but rather as part of the interdependent system that makes up the world. So, please join me either physically or just in spirit, turning toward the east, toward the rising sun. The element of the east is air, represented by feathers, by the smoke rising. Air and breath give us life. It's the direction of inspiration, the word that literally means to take in air. The east is associated with the mind, with knowledge and learning and intellectual curiosity. Imagine the birds turning and wheeling in the air. Imagine the breeze. Turning toward the east, we look for a fresh start, an invigorating breath, and a new idea. When you are feeling stuck or in a rut, beholden to a routine, or if the wind has gone out of your sails, look eastward. And then I invite you to move around the wheel to the south. The element of the south is fire, symbolized by flames. Fire is a transformative force. It is heat and light and powerful change. In the northern hemisphere, it makes sense that we associate the south toward the equator with the warmth of the sun and the heat of the flame. We see birds move south, butterflies move south, whales move south, seeking warmer places when the weather gets cold. When our internal weather gets cold, turning south is a metaphor for turning toward warmth and daylight, seeking out the changes that will warm us up, get our blood moving, call us out of our winters, out of hibernation, and into action. Continuing around the circle, we arrive in the west. The element of the west is water. We add water each year at our ingathering services, symbolizing the way we come together in our community as individual drops join into a mighty river. In the west, we are drawn into the experience of our emotions. It is a direction that calls us to self-reflection and self-understanding. Our emotions move in us like water, flowing through our lives, sometimes calm and sometimes turbulent, but always flowing. When we dam up our feelings, just like when we dam up a river, the pressure builds until it finds an outlet. If you are seeking to get in touch with your inner life, with your emotions, turn towards the west. And then we move now to the north. The element of the north is earth, represented by dirt. It is the stability, the ground of our being. The north represents the place that holds us, that allows us time and space to heal and grow, to feel nurtured and respected. It is also the place of embodiment, of connecting with our physical self, with the concrete, tangible world around us. The north calls to you if you are seeking balance, the deep wisdom that lives in your bones, a place of rest and recovery. I invite you now back to the center. We have moved through 4 directions, giving them shape and meaning. East, air, breath, and inspiration. South, fire, transformation, and action. West, water, feeling, and reflection. North, earth, balance, and wisdom. As we take our seat, I invite you to call to you the direction that you most need right now in your life. And joining with the 4 directions, we also now call on the god and the goddess. In the pagan tradition, this understanding of gender and the divine is often seen as binary, but I see all gender is encompassed in the divine. Here's a prayer to the god and the goddess. Dearest Lord, Father of us all, strength so bold, be with me now as I call out to you. Dearest Lady, Mother of us all, fairest beauty, be with me now as I call out to you. As Lord and Lady balance one another out, I too need balance in my life. Often pulled too much one way and not enough in the other, creating instability that throws me off track. I need to regain balance with my body, mind, and spirit all working together in harmony. I ask for guidance in creating boundaries and setting limits that will encourage me to work on keeping situations and emotions in check. I ask for guidance in showing me how I can help others when I myself am sometimes in times of need. Counsel me with the steps to take, and instruct me on what I must work on. Help me to visualize and realize a life lived in true balance. Thank you for being with us here today. And joining with the directions and with the divine in whatever way we visualize and understand it, we also light a chalice because we are also here as Unitarian Universalists. And so we light our chalice with these words by Teresa Cooley. In this time of anticipated spring, let us allow ourselves to extend the anticipation, to value the time of budding before blooming, of seeding before sprouting. This is a time of revelation, the revealing of that which is eternal, which we see every year, but still need to be reminded to see in a new way. There is also the revelation of that which is new. Every spring we encounter something never before seen. It is that very newness which embodies hope and potential for the wholeness of what is yet to be. So let us allow spring to unfold slowly, that we may appreciate the true mystery of rebirth and renewal. So I invite you into our first guided meditation on spring and the magic that we are inviting to bring into our lives. It's that time of year when we are never quite sure what each day will bring. This is the season when snow can cover the ground, the mud can cover your shoes, and the rain can turn to ice without warning. It's a little tumultuous. And in tumultuous times, magic can happen. It's the time of resurrection and renewal. So today, join me if you like as we try to take the magic of spring and create some mindful intentions for our lives. As you sit, or if you're lying down, whatever position your body is in, go ahead and plant part of you to the ground, to the floor, and experience how other parts of you stretch up to the sky, that you are space between earth and sky. Get comfortable and let's take a deep, deliberate breath. Continue to breathe, and as you breathe, feel your lungs begin to swell and lift your chest. Feel it reach down to your core and your belly button. Sit with your breath for a moment. Feel it deeply. And then as you exhale, release, release, release. Let it go. And take another in-breath and feel what is in your heart. Feel all that is held there, whether it is joy, whether it is pain, sorrow, anxiety. Whatever your heart holds, feel it and hold it tenderly. And now imagine what your heart holds becoming a bird, and on your next exhale, release it and set it free. And I invite you now to close your eyes, and in your imagination, let us meet in a field of white snow. This is the kind of snow that has a crunchy layer on the top of it. So your feet don't make a deep impression. There's a crispness to it. And as you stand on that white, crunchy surface, I want you to take another deep breath, if you would. Inhale cold winter air and the sharpness of it as you bring it down into your lungs. And imagine yourself sitting with that sensation for just a moment. And then the breath begins to feel warm. You are warming it. And let it go. Exhale, warmed breath. And inhale again and imagine that cold air, the cold air of winter. And within you, the alchemy of warmth. And then you exhale that warm air. And then notice that the sun is shining on your face. The sun is sending you warmth. Allow your mind to begin to travel down your body to your feet and finally to the ground. There are places where the snow has melted, where small mounds of mud and dead plants next to the spots of snow appear. And then notice the mosses begin to come to life. Notice the salamanders and the frogs begin to move. The roots of the first flowering plants begin to stretch and reach deeper into the earth for nourishment. Maybe it's a skunk cabbage. Maybe it's a trillium or a snowdrop. Notice tiny ants, beetles, and other insects begin to emerge. The earth all around you is awakening. Even beneath the cold, still snow, life is bursting, preparing for the next season. Take a deep breath and smell that loamy freshness of all that life waking up. And now I invite you to bring the sun's warmth, that loamy freshness, the budding, the emerging life into your heart space and let it breathe there. What within you is coming alive? What is ready to emerge? And now noticing what is coming alive in your heart, I invite you to begin to return to this space, this season, this place. Stretch, wiggle your toes, rock in your chair, move as you want to, noticing that you are fully alive. Bringing that sense of aliveness into all of you. Bringing that sense of possibility all the way up to the top of your head, all the way out to the tips of your fingers, tips of your toes. You are full of possibility. You might want to stretch. You're so full of possibility. It's like you're waking up. And then, if you're feeling it, I invite you to just say, spring has arrived. Spring has arrived. Spring has arrived. Yes. Just take another deep breath. It's good to breathe. Winter rains have turned the star wheel. Springtime is upon us. Winter rains have turned the star wheel. Springtime is upon us. So I invite you into a second guided meditation. This meditation invites you to find the new beginnings. There may be many. So, as you are willing and comfortable doing so, I invite you to close your eyes if that's comfortable, or just soften your gaze. And envision ahead of you a new path. It's a new path, and you're not quite sure where it goes. The path is cloudy, foggy. You can't see very far down it. But there's something about this path that is compelling. And if you're comfortable in your mind's eye, go ahead and take those first few steps down that path. As you move in whatever way it is that you move down that path closer to the fog, you never quite seem to catch up with it. Each little bit closer, each bit you take is in clean, crisp, fog-free air. The fog remains ahead of you. As you move forward, journeying, you notice new things appearing on the path next to you. Images from your past, a childhood friend, a favorite teacher. As you move past each one, they turn their gaze to follow you as you continue down the path. You're passing by your past as you move forward, but it's with a feeling of gladness. These memories bring you joy and happiness. You realize that with each new person, there was a first time that you met them. You might see yourself ride a bike for the very first time, or learn to swim. The first time you went to an amusement park, the first roller coaster, the first time you went on a favorite family vacation, getting your driver's license, graduating from school. All of these were once firsts. Each had a new beginning. They may have brought you joy and happiness. Or maybe right before it happened, maybe while it was happening, you were nervous. Maybe you were unsure about the situation or event. Whatever it was, you made it through. You've made it through it all. You've done amazingly well. With each step you take, the images at your sides become visible and clear, but the fog in front of you still remains. You continue moving forward. Now the images at your sides are more recent. Now you're in your present. You see people you have recently met, events that have recently happened, situations you recently found yourself in. You remember that these too were once part of a new beginning. Even the things that you're now very comfortable with were once new. As you move further down the road, you notice a bright light ahead of you, as if the sun is suddenly beating down upon the path. The fog begins to burn away, disappearing before you. And briefly, you catch a glimpse of your future, of the new beginning that you are starting out on now. You can feel it pulling at you through the sun's rays. It's warm and safe, and you're able to get glimpses. Nothing is too clear, though. The future ahead is bright, sunny, You only have to move forward in order to grasp it. Take some time to feel anticipation for the new beginnings ahead. These too will someday be present and past. But now they are new. They are full of possibility. What is it that you see? And when you're ready, give some thanks to the path and bring your attention back here to this space, this place, this time where you are. Winter rains have turned the star wheel, springtime is upon us. Winter rains have turned the star wheel, springtime is upon us. There are so many ways to mark this holiday, from brightly colored eggs to flowers, planting seeds, welcoming the spring rain. Any of these may be right for you. And this week, I just encourage you to notice the ways that the season touches your heart. Notice the rain, and instead of saying, oh, it's raining, say, oh, it's raining. Notice the mud, and instead of saying, oh, it's muddy, say, oh, it is muddy. Notice the bugs and the birds. Notice the chorus of frogs singing. And notice how spring moves in you also. Maybe you just have an intense urge to clean everything. Maybe you just really need to get your hands in the dirt. Maybe you need to plant something. Maybe you need a really long nap. But how is the season moving through you? And whatever it is that is emerging, that is being born again in this time of resurrection and renewal, notice it, welcome it, let it flow. These are days that are hard to know exactly what is coming. Suddenly it rains, then it dumps hail, then the sun comes out. And through it all, new things are growing. May it be this way with you as well. Winter rains have turned the star wheel, springtime is upon us. Winter rains have turned the star wheel, springtime is upon us. With this, I extinguish our chalice and our time together tonight, but I invite you to take this warmth, this flame, and hold it in your heart, in your soul. Hold it like you would a seed that has been planted. Something is growing. May it grow well. Blessed be, and thank you so much for being here tonight.